Hello everybody, it's CraftyRia and I'm back with another video. This time it is card sketch number 6. I took this card sketch from a really old card that I made a long time ago and I kind of just traced it out and this is what I came up with. The original card had a tag, some ribbon, and some buttons. So I'm going to kind of give you my take on it today. Let's go ahead and zoom out so you can see my whole desk, the clean part of my desk. Okay, so today, as usual, I'm going to do one of them as a recycled Christmas card, and the other one will be a traditional card. It's going to be Christmas, sort of, or winter, but close enough. First of all, the recycled Christmas card I'm going to use is this card. It's just a regular Christmas card, but I thought I would cut the tree out and use that as the tag. And then the other card will be made with this tag that I found in my stash. I received this maybe 20 years ago in a swap. Maybe not quite 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I don't know, many years ago. And I don't remember who made it. I have a couple guesses, but I don't want to say the name and be wrong. It's not signed on the back. But I thought it was so cute. It's glittery. I don't know if you can tell. The little snowman is glittery. Behind the white stuff is glittery, and this snowflake is glittery. So it's perfect, blingy, glittery. I love it, and we'll go ahead and use it today. And then I got a couple embellishments and that sort of thing. Let's first go ahead and do the traditional one with this tag, since it'll be the easier one of the two. I'm hoping the other one comes out okay. I have two card bases. I have a white card base I think I'll use for the Christmas card, and for this one I'll use this blue card base just to mix it up a little bit. I also found this really pretty glittery lavender or purple ribbon that I thought went well with this. It brings out the purple in that, and that's my favorite color, so I'm all about the purple. And then we have this lavender. I thought they went well together. And then I have some snowflake stickers that I thought went really good with this because they're glittery like everything else. So let's go ahead and get started. This one will be pretty easy since the tag's already done for us. You can use gift tags, you can make your own tags, or just cut out an image in the shape of a tag from a Christmas card and put a ribbon at the top, and you've got yourself a tag. Real easy and simple. So for this card, I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece of paper here, which will be out of this. So I want to kind of get an idea. I'm going to use my mat here. I'm going to use this line here as kind of where I want to do it according to the sketch. So then I'm going to take my paper and put it right, I'm going to line it right up on there. And I'll take my pencil and just make a mark here and make a mark here, just so I know where my straight line is going to be. You don't have to be that perfect. I just happen to have this craft mat handy. You can just take it and just eyeball it and make a triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this triangle using my paper trimmer. I'm going to line up the edges right on the blade. The two marks I made, there and there, right on the blade. And I'm pushing down real hard here, and then I made my cut. So then you can see the little marks that I made there. So I have my little triangle that will go down in this corner. Super easy. You could cut a square and then cut it in half if you're doing multiple cards, and that way you have both pieces. You would cut it in half, corner by corner, and let me measure that for you. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it goes into the bottom on mine about 2 3/4 inches is where this end is. Yeah, so you would do about a 2 3/4 inch square and cut it in half on the diagonal. So then we have that. I think that's going to look really good. I picked the blue background since there was so much white space on this. I didn't want the tag to get lost since there's a lot of white on the tag as well. So let's go ahead and adhere this down in the corner. I'm going to go ahead and use my art glitter glue. I'm still in the process of getting the Elmer's glue into the other bottle. I'm getting all of the art glitter glue out of that little bottle. I have it turned upside down, and I'll squeeze the rest into here later. And then I will clean out the fine metal tip and see if I can't get it to work really good with Elmer's. I do like the Elmer's glue. I'm just having a hard time dispensing it in a small enough fashion without having to buy something. I can buy special tips from Amazon, but I thought I would use what I already have. Okay, so we have that. Kind of cool. If you also wanted to make this a pocket, you could just use your glue or tape on those ends, and then you've got yourself a pocket, and you could stick the tag right in the pocket. That would be kind of cute too if you wanted the tag to be removable. And then I have this. And in my sketch, the ribbon goes directly to that corner, so that's how I'll measure it on here. I'm going to trim it just a little bit bigger than the card. And for this, I'm going to use my tape, and I'll put the tape right on the back of the ribbon. This ribbon is from the Dollar Tree. It is glittery ribbon. It's not really a cloth, it's more like a vinyl. I said plastic the other day. I think I really meant vinyl. And it doesn't fray, so I don't have to tuck it behind the image or the card. Which is one of the reasons I picked this ribbon for these cards, because I don't have a mat on it. As you know from some of my other videos, I tuck my ribbon behind the matting for a cleaner edge. These are my good ribbon cutting scissors, my fabric scissors. I could probably use my other scissors on this since it's not really a fabric. And then I've got this. Now this little snowman is already pop dotted up on a piece of foam tape, so I'm not going to raise this up. And it's also got the knot here, and it has a brad right here. So it has plenty of dimension. And I don't mind that the ribbon's going to hang off the top of the card. I think that does give it even more dimension. And I will use, first of all, it's been in my stash for a really, really long time. I want to make sure it's going to stay together. So I'm going to put a little extra glue behind some of these pieces just to help them hold. Like I said, it's been like probably 15 years, I would say. I should have done this before the video. I apologize. I think it's held on pretty good, actually. It's just those little edges. They may not have been actually glued down. It might have been just glued in the middle. I like my edges glued down though. I'm an edge girl. Then I will take my art glitter glue and put it on the back of this. Okay, there we go. That is stuck down. That's kind of pretty. I like the way all the colors blend together. And then I think I will put 3 of these snowflakes down the side. And I know in the sketch the ribbon was a little more narrow and the buttons weren't overlapping the ribbon, but these are going to go over that ribbon a little bit, which is okay. The sketch is just kind of an idea. You don't have to follow it exactly. I'm going to kind of make them go in different directions a little bit. I don't want them all looking exactly the same, because if you put them all exactly the same, they look like they're the same. And snowflakes, yeah, as you know, are not the same. So there's this card. There we go. Kind of cute, and it didn't take very long, of course, because the tag was already done for me. Thank you to whoever sent that cute tag. And then I have this card. This one's going to take a little bit longer. We have a little bit more to do to it. I have these snowflake stickers that I thought what I would use where the buttons were. And I have a couple ribbons to choose from. I'm not sure what one I'm going to use. I have this really thin gold ribbon that I've been toying around with, and then the silver glittery ribbon. Once I get the tree cut out and things laid out, we'll go ahead and decide. And I also have this scrap piece. It was from an envelope. It's like the back of an envelope. And I thought it would be really good for this piece down here. I lined it up on my original card, and it is just a tad too small, but that's not really going to matter. I can always move it over a little bit. So I have that. And I also like the blue on the back of this card. It's kind of a grayish blue, and I might use that as the background of the card. Also, I went ahead and grabbed one of these that opens this way, just to have a little bit of fun, a little different way to have your card base go. So I'm going to start by cutting the front of this card off as usual. And then I'm going to cut the sentiment, because I want to use that sentiment on the inside of the card. I was going to use this, but the writing is too close to the words and it won't cut out very well. So I'm going to use Merry Christmas on the inside. And I know it's going to be too wide for the inside, so I'm going to do Merry on the top and then Christmas on the bottom. So first I want to trim it on the bottom of Merry Christmas, just to get a little excess of that white space off. And then I'm going to trim it on the top. And then I have that sentiment already ready to go for the inside. I'm going to trim it in a little closer to Christmas and a little closer to Merry. And I'm going to double check. I'm pretty sure it's still going to be too wide for the inside. So I'm going to cut it in half in between Merry and Christmas. There. And then we have that, and I will set that aside. I'm going to set that little piece of glittery paper aside as well. I'm going to trim this piece up a little bit. I have to decide if I want to use this on the front. I did not really think this card all the way through, so I have that ready to go. What I will do while I'm thinking about what I want to do is I will cut this card apart. I think I want to keep the little tree trunk. I may change my mind and cut it off later, but I do want to cut this tree a little smaller than it is. I'm going to use my decal edge scissors since they already have a raggedy edge, and it would be really hard to fussy cut this tree with a raggedy edge, and a straight edge would not look natural. So I'm going to cut it right now pretty much out the way it is. I'm going to cut up each side. I'm not going to use that star on the top. I don't think it goes really good with the tree. It looks really fake on it, and plus if I used the star, it would be really big for the card. So I'm going to end the top of the tree a little bit shorter. But I will start by cutting up the side with my decal edge scissors. And I'm making it a little bit skinnier than the tree. And then I will cut down the other side, and I'm actually going to, I'm going to straighten out this cut. It's a little crooked. I'm actually going to start my triangle down this side a little bit lower than the top of the tree, kind of like that, just so I can make the tree a little bit smaller. And the nice thing about the decal edge scissors, when you use them, you don't have to line it up perfectly again. So there we have that. And I'm going to use the decal edge scissor and cut most of this all the way to that trunk. And what I will do is use my little cutter bees and cut that trunk right off. Or, you know, cut out the trunk, I should say, on both sides. I may decide not to even use the trunk, but we'll see. Use my decal scissors and cut it right up to that trunk. You got to be careful to not cut the trunk off. And then I will do it on this side as well. There. Now it is a little bit crooked. I've got more tree on this bottom. Let's see, let me put it on this paper. It does look a little lopsided. So I'm going to take my scissors and try to line it up a little bit here and make it a little bit more even. There we go. That looks a little bit more even. It's not really perfect. I may have taken too much off that side. It's like giving yourself a haircut. During this time when we're in and the salons are closed, what are you doing for haircuts? Do you cut your own hair? Or are you holding out until the salons open? So there we go. We have that little Christmas tree. It's a little more narrow than I pictured it in my head, but that's okay. It actually is not that far off from the card base. Get some of these scraps out of the way. And then I have this that I don't know if you can hear my bird or not. He is going absolutely crazy. Let me see if I want it like that, or do I want this blue background? Maybe with this at the bottom, since this will cover that up, and I would hope that I can get everything covered up. Let's see. If I line it up with this side over here, that will be covered up, and then this will be in the middle and covered up as well. I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be covered up very good. I have another card base. It is this silvery color. Let me see how it looks on it. I might like it better. I think I like this one better. I have one that's even more silver. Maybe it's too silver. Yeah, I like this one. It's a pearly silver. We're going to go ahead with this one, and it's just a regular one that opens on the side. And we'll have that. Okay. And again, I'm going to go ahead and line this up as best I can. I want to line it up on this side of that. And I'm going to eyeball it with that line because it is a little bit smaller than the actual paper, but I want it to be even. Let's go here. Well, that's not going to help me. Let's go here. Let's see how this works. That's how it would be if it were perfectly sized. Now I want to make sure my card is lined up pretty good there. And it is. So I'm going to take this piece of paper. Well, I'll mark it with my ruler. I'm just going to adhere this down like that, and then I'll cut it off. There we go. Put my art glitter glue there, and then take this piece of paper and line it up with that line as best I can. There we go. Got a little extra glue, which it dries clear, and there we go. And then I will cut this edge off. I think I will use my scissors, my big scissors, to just cut that off there and cut it off here. There we go. Let me trim that up a little bit more. It was not quite even there. And I think I have room for this wider ribbon now. And I will put this wider ribbon right here. This is the same type of ribbon from the Dollar Tree. The lavender ribbon was from spring last year, and then this was from Christmas last year. I haven't been to the Dollar Tree in a long time. I am really missing it. I haven't really been anywhere except to the grocery store. There we go. I think that looks really pretty. That's a really pretty card base. And then we'll have that. And my doohickeys. Let me go ahead and put the pin in my glue so we don't dry up that fine metal tip. And I'm going to use 3 of these smaller ones. And they'll go over the ribbon a little bit too. That's okay. And I want them to kind of face a little bit different directions. And I'm going to go ahead and get out my bling box because that's my favorite thing. And this has these big red bling pieces of bling on it. So I thought I would add some bling to the tree. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the red and add a little bit of Christmas lights to the tree. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead with just the red since we already have the red there. Can you hear my bird? He's crazy. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this red on like they're Christmas lights. I ordered these little ones from AliExpress. I think they have similar ones on Amazon now. They didn't before, not the little tiny ones like this. And the really big ones I get from the Dollar Tree. These are on a sticker backing and they come off in a string. They are really fun and easy to use. I love them. I use them for so many things. If you've seen any of my other videos, you've probably seen me use these a million times. And I use the big pieces first and then the small pieces when I can. And I think I will put a big piece of red bling at the very top of the tree. Oops, a couple of them went over the edge. Let me take those extra little pieces off so they're not sticking out. They look funny. There. And I will use one of these bigger red ones. I just happen to have a single one right there at the very tip of the tree, the very top. There we go. And to give this a little bit more dimension, I will use my foam tape. And it is around here someplace on my desk. Here we go. This foam tape I got at the Dollar Tree. It is a 1/16 of an inch thick. It is wonderful for cards because it is so thin that it would not cost you extra postage to mail the card. I like to try to keep my postage doable with one stamp. I usually mail out over 100 Christmas cards, and if I had to pay extra postage on every one, it would be too expensive to do. I wouldn't be able to mail out that many. So there we go. There we go. I'd love to see what you create using this card sketch. Using the Christmas tree as a tag is a great idea. I think it came out very, very cute. Here's the other one. Get rid of some of this mess. And then there's the card sketch. If you haven't yet joined my Facebook group, Create with CraftyRia, I'd love it if you head on over there. I post the sketch in an album, and everyone adds their pictures of their cards to that album. And we all get inspiration and ideas from each other that way. It's a lot of fun, and I love to see what you create. Of course, it doesn't have to be just a card sketch. Post anything that you create on the Facebook page. It does not have to be inspired by my videos or anything. I just love to see what you're doing. And a lot of the times I get ideas from you, and you may see your idea in an upcoming video. If you haven't yet subscribed, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button and then hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Also, if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. If you like the sketches, you can feel free to use the sketches. Just please mention where you got the sketch from, either link to my video or to my Facebook group. I would greatly appreciate that. And then I'd love a comment below. Let me know how you're doing and what you're doing these days. I always love to hear from you. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, you know what to do. Go get crafting. Bye-bye. Now, you let me get away too fast. I didn't put the inside of this card in there. I've done this several times. I always forget to come back and do that. I know some of you are probably screaming at me from the sidelines, hey, how about the inside? So here we go. I could put it on this as a backing, but it doesn't really stand out. I thought I might use a piece of this red as a backing. Let me see if I can get a piece that's big enough and would not interfere. Probably not. I know. I'll cover that up. There we go. And then I'll cut that piece out. That will work. This way I'm not really wasting the inside of the card at all. I don't like waste. I don't like throwing things in the landfill if I don't have to. There, that covered that up perfectly. And I know some of you are probably screaming at me to do something a different way. That's all right. Move my bling box out of the way. Get my trusty old paper trimmer, and we'll give this a trim. The other card I will leave the inside blank because that could be a winter card. It doesn't have to be a Christmas card, and I don't really want to put a sentiment until I know what I'm going to use it for. I could even use it for a winter birthday card if I wanted. And that way the inside of this card will be very pretty and very festive. There we go. So we have the cards. Thanks again for watching. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.